Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friends from all over the world. Tuning in, my name is Liv, and today, guess what? Last epoch, continuing our grind for the elusive Ravenous Void gloves. Today was a Tuesday, another day, another dollar, I say. Tuesday doesn't really elicit any specific feeling from me. It's just another day of the week, right? I mean, Friday has a feeling, Sunday has a feeling, Monday definitely has a feeling, but this day is like, another day in the week. Wednesdays maybe hump day, going over the hump, and then it's all downhill from there. So I actually found an echo here that has as reward exalted helmets. I'm still looking to find a better helmet for myself, because we could potentially find something that adds points to both static orb and lightning blast. Because if we look at the skills here, we can see the maximum is 20. Yeah, the maximum for free is 20 points, but I have 21 in a couple of them: teleport, lightning blast, and static orb. And potentially a helmet could drop with +3, which would mean I can reach 24 with both lightning blast and static orb, and that basically improves my damage. I still have some points I could put here, like for front loaded, yeah, increases the damage, stuff like that. So, and a little bit counts. I'm actually happy that I found yesterday these prism wraps with a bit more elemental damage leached as hell on crit, so that's still good. So yeah, let's hope for some nice drops from here. An easy modifier, 45% resistances. I do hope I don't have another one with resistances, because that might mean, yeah, I already have another one. Look at that. I have two plus 45% dual resistances on mobs, which could basically mean I cannot hit them at all. No, it doesn't matter. So I'm telling you, basically mobs have 90% resistance to everything, to all resistances now. And of course resistances are capped, in my case, for my character, at 75. So they have 90% resistance and nothing happens, which would mean that resistances really are overrated in this game, and they don't account for much, really. So yeah, I guess, but oh no, with spires. So I guess I would have to, I guess it will go pretty fast, and I hope the game sound is not too loud. I'm still playing around with it. Of course, we have the music, we have the game sound, and my lovely voice, not very fit for streaming. Also talking to you about stuff. Yesterday was a very good stream. It was very fun. We talked about a lot of things, and I always appreciate when you guys are active on chat, asking questions, keeping things going. It also encourages me to keep going and to look for those elusive Ravenous Void gloves, which of course dropped from Elder Gaspar in the Last Ruin Echo. You already know that, as this is what we do on this stream until we get them at least. And after that, I don't want to hear about Elder Gaspar ever again. Or yeah, until next time. Still thinking about which my next class would be. I was thinking about a Hammer Smite Paladin. So the guy with the floating hammers, a la Diablo 2. Now I don't know how fun that is to watch though. I'm also considering a Necromancer, minions. That would be fun as well. Usually in games like this, I mean in Grim Dawn, in Diablo 2, in Diablo 3, Path of Exile even, I play sorcerers and necromancers. Sometimes I also try rangers, but rangers kind of get boring pretty fast. Because from a design standpoint, what can you add to a ranger to make it more fun than a sorcerer, you know? Sorcerer just leaves more room to the imagination, and you can add just different types of spells, crazy things going on. Mana management is always a thing. We'll have to see, Either a Hammerdin, Hammer Smite, or maybe a Necromancer, who knows? And for sure, once multiplayer hits, then I'm looking forward to playing together with some of you guys, if you so wish. And we can play on stream together, make a kick-ass party out of it. Not many news today, pretty slow day. Yesterday we talked a bit about Diablo 4, we talked a bit about the possible Last Epoch release date. Possible release for multiplayer, just speculating of course. I'm just a normal player from the outside with no inside information whatsoever. It was a pretty nice talk, and I try to publish one stream highlight every day on YouTube as well. I have a small YouTube channel which I would also like to grow ever so slowly, but this is pretty fun, so I'm enjoying your company, guys. Thank you especially to some of the regulars already on this chat, on the stream. I'm really grateful for that, and I'm really enjoying your company, so I'm happy that this stream attracts some fun people, some talkative people, some very helpful people in the community. Because what would the stream be if it was only me playing all on my own with 0 viewers and just talking by myself? I could probably do that as well, so it's actually something new streamers, such as myself, also ask, you know, but what do I have to do if the stream has 0 viewers? Do I just talk to myself? Yeah, actually talking to yourself is a skill in this streaming business. Talking to yourself is something not a lot of people do for some reason. And yeah, sometimes I talk to myself just to organize my thoughts. That doesn't make me, you know, insane. It doesn't make you insane because you're not talking to imaginary persons or to imaginary friends. You just talk to yourself, trying to organize your thoughts. So I found out that this reward test actually gives you more rewards the more bonus stability you get. But you can see the rewards it usually gives you. So normally the bonus stability is for naught, you don't need it. I just farmed the bonus stability not for the rewards here because the rewards aren't that great, but because I need the stability for Gaspar. Yeah, because we're farming another Gaspar and we need that. Yeah, unfortunately. So let's see what's happening here. Elemental resistance, no thank you. Cold resistance. We're looking at the exalted. We're looking at the exalted affixes, the purple ones, just to see what we get. +4 to enchant weapon. 89% increased melee elemental damage. So I suppose that is for the spellblade. It's pretty nice. We're going to keep it, of course. And we can actually put some of them in. So I just bought a tab previously and it said it's tab number 47 or 48. So I have basically almost 50 tabs. Can you imagine that? That's how much gold I used to have. And apparently I have to keep some of my gold for the Lightless Arbor. You see also how many keys I have. I'm keeping them in the inventory because I already have 2 tabs full of keys. Just by doing the last ruin monolith all the time with our friend Gaspar here farming the Ravenous Void gloves. And once we get them, and we will, don't worry about it, hopefully by the end of the summer we will. Once I get those, we can move on to other more interesting things still with this character, because we still have some content to do. And eventually, if it gets really boring, I'll start a new character, a new build. Maybe I'll ask for suggestions from you guys as well. We'll make a poll, so we'll see. Really, don't even know which classes are fun to watch or fun to play and watch, something like that, let's say. Because I think the Hammer Smite Paladin, it's a powerful class. Of course, I have all the gear in the world for any type of build. I can deck him out with Devotion, with Kolnivar's Scepter, but I don't know how fun that is to watch. Spinning hammers all day long. So it's really something to consider. Yeah, and if you're wondering why my health is dropping as I cast, this is because of the Twisted Heart of Icaros, which converts a percentage of my health each time I cast to ward. So the energy shield, let's call it. And with the Prism Wraps, I then leech health back whenever I crit with elemental spells. Of course, I'm a lightning sorcerer, so whatever that might be, fire, lightning, frost. So it's pretty good synergy between 2 unique items, as they say. Of course, unique is a mindset or something like that. It's just a word because I have 3 Prism Wraps already. Dude, Twisted Heart of Icaros actually, with +1 legendary potential, both of them. Increased elemental damage. Void resistance, necrotic resistance, and freeze rate multiplier. This could be actually interesting because I'm still a bit low on resistances, necrotic and poison. And I'm actually wondering if I can add both necrotic and poison resistance to this whole shebang. But then we also have damage over time. I mean, what the hell is this? So I don't really know, guys. I can try to use a Glyph of Despair, and hopefully this will just go down here as a 5th affix, and then I can add something else. Yes! Okay. So what else do we have here? We have spell damage and we have cast speed tier 7 actually, which is pretty nice. Now I don't know if I want to add cast speed really. Cast speed is nice because the more often I cast, then I get more word, right? But maybe we can get something like health. We cannot vitality. Nothing. Well, what kind of prefixes does an offhand have anyway? Mana, okay. Critical strike multiplier, cast speed, cold damage, critical strike chance, but it's not spell critical strike chance spell. Yes, please. Also, the Crystal Skull offhand doesn't have a lot of crafting potential or forging potential, so I have to watch out for that. I guess I can just upgrade this as a random. Chance to slow attackers, yeah, whatever. Void resistance, yeah, it's not the best, and I would also like to add at least necrotic resistance, because but see, the forging potential is too low for the Crystal Skull. We are already at 6, and we are tier 1, and this void resistance we don't really need. So it's very difficult crafting on a crystal skull offhand, even if it's exalted, because it doesn't have enough forging potential. So maybe that is something we should hope it gets a bit improved. It looks a little nerfy right now, let's say. So the necrotic resistance right now is 10%. And the only necrotic resistance I have on my character is on the offhand. So I don't know if I want to go with 10% necrotic resistance, but the spell critical strike damage, spell critical strike chance is really neat. So okay, we're getting somewhere now. YOLO. Wow, okay, so we actually got lucky. We still have 5 forging potential. So let's upgrade the necrotic resistance, at least to tier 3, yeah. Tier 4. Okay, it's good. So we basically just lose 2% necrotic resistance, but we gain 78% increased spell critical strike chance. That is insane. What do we lose? We lose 33% cast speed, but cast speed is not our priority. It's just a nice to have because of the items we have on. So this is actually an upgrade. Reduced spell damage. Yeah, okay. So basically we have cast speed 88%. It's a bit much. Now we'll have 55%. It's not great. But look at that, spell critical strike chance is 70% now. And we also increased the lightning damage, because if you watch this, you can see the exalted affix was 79% increased elemental damage. And this increases our lightning damage from 613% to almost 700%. And this damage goes even higher as I cast, as I crit. With lightning ages, which is the buff I get when I crit. So this is, I believe, a good upgrade. More void resistance, even though I don't need the void resistance. The same necrotic resistance we had before. Increased damage over time. This is just the 5th affix I got by using the glyph of despair. Not bad, if I do say so myself. We'll see if this decreased cast speed is an impediment, but I don't believe it will be, because we will crit more often, we will gain more ward, and also regenerate our health faster by critting more often. 70% spell crit chance. This is almost 3 times out of 4. Very nice. Yeah, so still at 560 corruption or whatever we're playing right now. Still, after doing this monolith completely until the boss for 90 times, we still get some interesting upgrades. Yesterday the prism wraps with a bit more leeched health on crit, and now this offhand crystal skull. Pretty good. So you can see my lightning damage goes actually to almost 1000% when I crit with lightning orb, when I gain lightning ages, which is a buff I gain when I crit. So we can just watch it a little. It's most of the time 883, so almost 900%, but I saw 983 at some point here. So it varies. Your base increased lightning damage is just starting point. When you're doing even better with the right skill trees. Yeah, I can feel the decreased cast speed. It's 55% increased cast speed instead of 88%. But cast speed is not our priority here. It's spell crit chance, and of course as much lightning damage or elemental damage we can get. So it's pretty beefy, the damage we're doing right now. As you can see, I play without numbers. you can deactivate floating numbers in the gameplay menu, in the gameplay options. It's just reminisces too much of Diablo 3, and maybe when you are training on the training dummy, you want to see like the max damage you can do. But remember, the training dummy doesn't actually reflect the actual damage, because the dummy has no resistances, has no modifiers, just that training dummy, just so you can see your max damage in ideal conditions. I don't know how much I crit, I don't know how much damage I do, and I don't really care. I just watch the health bar of the mobs, see how fast we drop, because I'm a bit more old school like that. If I wanted floating numbers, I would just play World of Warcraft, but on click to play games with an overview like this, I think floating numbers above 40 mobs on the screen is just too much, and it gets old pretty fast. And you get just tired from it, like you're in a casino. And yeah, if I wanted to be in a casino, I would have played Diablo Immortal, that's for sure. So actually, let's just test out our new crystal skull a bit more. See how fast we get them down. Yeah, so you can see void resistance I have 154%, and of course it's capped at 75%, so I just have too much. I believe that is also because I have a blessing. We'll look for the blessings immediately. Physical, again, because I know for sure for physical I have a blessing that gives you 75% resistance. So yeah, let's look at the blessings a bit. Unique drop rate and increased club drop rate. These are because we're farming the Ravenous Void. The Ravenous Void are of course unique pair of gloves, and then we increase our chances by putting these two blessings on. Yeah, 74% void resistance, the Black Sun, and then I think I also have one for physical resistance. I have this one since times immemorial, since my physical resistance was very low. I was still leveling up actually, I was in level 100. So these two maybe we can exchange with something better. But let's say that at this point I didn't encounter any issues with 42% necrotic resistance and 11% poison resistance. Just have to be a bit careful on those venom spires, but that's about it. So as I said, resistances in this game, don't get fixated on capping all the 7 resistances you can get in this game, because you don't really need to. The elemental resistance is a must. I also, when I'm teleporting, my elemental resistance is actually increased, so even if cold is at 58%, when I teleport it gets to 75% as well. So elemental resistances, fire, lightning, cold, and physical, especially if you're ranged, if you're a caster, it's a must. And well, yeah, void, you get a lot of void mobs in this game, not so many necrotic mobs and not so many at all poison mobs. The way the mob distribution looks like now, and yeah, mob variations and all that. So it's not really a priority. Elemental resistance is for sure, and maybe physical resistance. Physical resistance always nice to have. Remember, in Green Dawn you had 10 types of resistances, and the resistances really count in that game, man. Because in all games influenced by Diablo 2, I mean really influenced by Diablo 2, resistances are a must. And while in Path of Exile you have the 3 types of elemental resistance and chaos resistance, or whatever that is. In Grim Dawn you had 10 types of resistances, and once you finish the game on normal difficulty, you can start elite difficulty, and the elite difficulty, man, if it are not capped at 75%, I think it is, then you are fucked. Enemies are deadly. Yeah, sure, deadly is nice because deadly gives 100% more damage though. Basically, that means it doubles their damage if you don't hit them too often. Okay, so I don't really know here. We could keep this one, the modifier on top, and do 3 more echoes, which I think is what we will most likely do. This one with the damage, not a big fan, thank you very much. Increased damage again. Increased health and damage, yeah, okay. For 4 echoes. But yeah, 86% increased item rarity. We wanna do something to increase that item rarity as well. So maybe, but we also have this one with increased movement speed and damage already. But there's not much we can choose here. 60% endurance, yeah, 24% increased item rarity is really nothing. This one with the increased health and focus on attacking prayers, this is good, 51%. And maybe this one with the health. This one with the health and damage. This one with the health. And one more without the damage, please. And void enemies, Elder Gaspar counts as a void enemy, so we don't want to increase his damage by whatever, 300%. Damage, critical strike avoidance, and increased health. The thing is, critical strike avoidance is really bad for me because I am a crit based build. And look at that, 18% increased item rarity, so have a chance to dodge. Okay, I guess we can start with have a chance to dodge, then this one with the increased health, and then this one with the green ring, increased health and damage. So let's try and do that. 40% with 51%, 81%. And with 86%, 167% increase. The base item rarity is 250, I think. So yeah, let's see how this goes. And we also need to farm the bonus stability because we are at 600 stability and we need 900 to fight Gaspar. Alright, so let's see how this goes. So I have that improved crystal skull, and they just have this chance to dodge, right? They have those resistances, you can see it, so it's 557 corruption. The base modifier is 250% more health and damage. So that's what you get from the start, which translates into a base of about 250% increased item rarity. But you have to build upon that, and ideally, sure, you would need, with 5 modifiers most of the time, you get 500% or even a bit more item rarity at Gaspar, and you need that because then you have the full 3% drop chance for the Ravenous Void gloves. If it's lower than 500% the item rarity, then it's the drop chance for the Ravenous Void is also a bit lower. It's 1%, 2% and all that. Wow, so I actually not critting to regain my health. That's pretty weird. See that? My health is not regenerating at all, which is very weird. Oh well. Oh, okay, so now it's regenerating again. Who knows? Because I have 70% spell critical strike chance. Very good. I like that. But I can feel the cast speed, especially when it comes to the lightning blast. I don't cast it as fast as before with 88%. But that can actually be a good thing, you know, because I just tend to stick my finger on the lightning blast button and just use a lot of mana for it. Then I run out of mana, and maybe it's a bit better, a bit lower cast speed. Lots of void enemies. And yeah, I think only in this monolith you find modifiers that increase the damage of void enemies only, but they increase it by a lot. Like at the 557 corruption, they increase the damage of void enemies by 260%. It's already kind of insane when you think about it. And I tried to take that modifier once and test it at Gaspar, at the boss for this monolith, the last ruin. And he hit like a truck when he was rotating, doing those elemental spells. I couldn't, I was one-hitted, so she was one-hitting me with those, even with Flame Ward, which is like, you know, increases my ward, my energy shield, using potions and all that, casting and gaining ward with the Twisted Heart. So this means increased void enemy damage applies to Elder Gaspar as well. So we actually need to get the bonus stability as well. Well, this echo and the next two as well, because we need to get Gaspar with these modifiers so that we can get a nice item rarity. So we better not die, because if we die, then of course we lose the bonus stability. So just go nice and slow. And he's going to have a lot of health, and most likely also hit like a truck. Elder Gaspar, I mean. Oh, is the ice beetle. I didn't know what this was in the top left side of the screen in game. Yeah, I've gotten used to that increased cast speed, and it was actually a tier 7 affix on the Exalted. Now with the increased elemental damage, it's tier 6. So not the best roll you can get, but still it's pretty good. Pretty good. So we can see we get to 900% increased lightning damage quite easily. Maybe even a bit higher than that. When we start casting, critting, getting lightning gauges, casting static orb and all that. That's what I like to see when I'm playing static orb sorcerer. Lots of mobs just clump up, and I hit them all at the same time. Okay. What does the frame rate look like? I'm also interested in that. I'm playing at 60% frames per second capped when I'm streaming. Normally I kept it a bit higher, but I think you get, if I don't use streamer mode or cap it to 60 frames per second, I think you get a bit of screen tearing when I'm streaming. So just to improve the quality of the stream, I'm capping when I'm streaming at 60 frames per second. More importantly than multiplayer, more importantly than new classes, more importantly than releasing new chapters in the campaign, I'm interested in performance improvements. Performance improvements are a must, because otherwise it keeps a lot of players from actually playing this game. Not everybody wants to shell money on a 380 graphics card just to play this game. Especially, I mean, why are there so many Path of Exile players? Path of Exile, first and foremost, is a free-to-play game, but also doesn't have high requirements. I know that if you want to play with everything on maximum, you do need a pretty powerful computer for that, but you can just drop all details to the minimum and you can play it on a medium range computer still. Of course, system requirements have been raised for Path of Exile during all these years. It's just what happens. And in Path of Exile there are also a gazillion mobs on the screen. What I don't like about Path of Exile is that the perspective is, the camera is just too close to the character, and I think that was intended because they couldn't fit even more mobs on the screen and effects, spell effects, without making any computer crash. That's why I like Grim Dawn or Titan Quest, because the perspective really is a bird's eye view. You can plan your fights better, you can play more tactically. So yeah. And also Diablo 2, I think the perspective camera, the distance of the camera from the character is just perfect. Okay, so this was one, we're at 741. Then we'll get two with the health, and then we'll get this one with the health, which is kind of insane when you think about it, but it is what it is, right? It's what we need. So we are already at 344% increased item rarity, so we can actually see here 51%, 86%, so 147%. And we're still not going to be at 500% increased item rarity, because for that we would need a fourth monolith. The issue is this one only lasts for 2 more echoes, so I don't know really what to do. If I should do another one with lower increased item rarity, I guess I could do that. 45% or resistance is 30%. Yeah, so we'll just barely get to 490 increased item rarity. So we'll do 3 more echoes then we don't need to scrounge for every last bit of bone stability either. Let's see what happens. Do excuse me, fellas, might have a bit of a cold, but I'm sure it's not something too extreme, nothing to make the headlines. That's what you get by talking a lot. So now we can stay a bit more relaxed, because even if we die in the echo, we can most likely do it again without the fear of losing the stability. Or even better, let's not die and get some more extra stability just in case we die at Gaspar, because we are digging our own hole here, digging our own grave, planning to get that 86% increased damage and health modifier, which is of course the death of passion. Or shall I say, the kiss of death. So the primeval dragon should normally be here, but I guess not. On this map template, the boss is usually here. But maybe because I've already explored this area, I spawned somewhere else. So which way, which way, which way? This way. Yeah, so we actually spawned him exactly at the opposite corner of the map. That's why you need to kill some mobs before spawning the boss. Because based on where you are on the map and killing the mobs, then the game spawns him more or less closer to you. Of course, it's also random. RNG, so... Because normally the boss in this map template is spawned where I was before, in the opposite corner of the map. So here, up here, that's where the boss usually gets spawned, and you can see where he is now on the big map. The primeval dragon. So let's hope we don't get spires and or beacons, especially as we get those damage and health modifiers. I can't really imagine doing a beacon with 160% more damage, or 160% more health, and I don't know, 100% increased damage on top of the base modifier I already have and all that jazz. Attuned. I still don't understand exactly what attunement is, and I don't see it in the game guide either. If I look at the description for attunement, grants 2 mana and improves skills that rely on the innate magic inside you. Basically, attunement gives you mana, right? That's what I understand from this, and that's about it. And I don't have attunement at all. 4 points and 1 dexterity. Great. Down strength, intelligence. I think strength increases armor. If anyone can confirm that, or I just read the full tip. Increases armor. Yeah. So basically, this is what each point gives you. What they say about that, and improve skills, whatever. That's just fluff, right? For dodge rating, ward retention. Yeah, okay. I'd rather get more attunement than intelligence, to be honest. Get some more mana, so I don't have to rely on items to have more than 300 mana. Because the items I get, well, they double the lightning damage bonus I get. Only if I have above 300 max mana. So that's why I have 307 mana, just because of that. Common hours, my friend. Thank you for taking the time to join. Well, yesterday was a very fun stream. We talked about a lot of stuff. Movies, Game of Thrones, Witcher Netflix series. Today is a bit more cloudy day in Berlin. I actually had some more work to do today than yesterday. Yesterday, let's say, I was fresher and more talkative. Today I'm a bit in a pensive mood, let's say, but it's all good. It's the usual you get to know on the stream. So yeah, how about you? How are you starting your day, good sir? Black effectiveness, that's nice. And do excuse me about that. A moth was flying around. Wow, 173 block effectiveness. That's pretty nice. Tier 6, so the maximum would be almost 1000. Well, I'm actually going to get this. It would be a better idea for me also to stream in the morning, but I can't get up that early to actually have time to stream. It would be nice though. I think if I would stream in the morning, I would be more fresh, let's say. But in the evening after a whole day's work, something I might consider at some point, but not today. Because I guess in order to stream in the morning, I will have to wake up at about 5 a.m. That means going to sleep at, oh, I don't know, 9 p.m. something like that. So it's just a bit too extreme. Yeah, exactly. If I would stream in the morning, then common hours is mornings would be a bit emptier. Other good thing is that Twitch is full of talented streamers to fill your morning, sir. Give you a bit of energy on top of that coffee you're drinking. So that's very nice. I didn't actually ask you what your 9 to 5 was, if you're willing to share. Hey Jerba, welcome to the chat. We actually have a regular here, Iliasity, a very nice guy, and he also has 2,000 hours on PoE, and he's looking for something else, and he's playing Last Epoch right now, having a lot of fun. The game is, I would say, polished, and if you are watching this stream more often, you will see that we never get crashes, bugs, anything like that. Animations are good, combat is it's pretty fluid. There are still things to improve as this is a beta. Death animations and all that small stuff like how an armor looks, how an ability looks. But I would say the game looks very polished to me. And trust me, I'm not the kind of guy that avoids getting overly critical or anything like that. So actually, yeah, I would recommend it. It's a lot of fun, not a lot of pressure, as it's not even released yet. It's not at 1.0. It's not very complex to learn, but it keeps you busy at the end game. For example, with this character I'm playing right now, the Lightning Sorcerer, I've been playing for 150 hours, I think, and I'm still not getting one item I want. That's what I'm basically doing on the stream now, just killing certain boss from Monolith, farming some gloves, the Ravenous Void. I will kill him 90 times already, no chance of drops from that. However, if you're looking for a multiplayer game, hey, the M. Thank you for joining, my friend. Welcome aboard, hope you have a good time. However, if you're looking for a multiplayer game, Jerba, the game Last Epoch, we intend to add multiplayer to it. We are working on it. It's one of the hot topics of the game right now, but it's not yet released, and they are testing it privately in a closed beta, so we don't have any access to see how the multiplayer will look like, how stable it is, how polished that is. So that's still a question mark. But if you want to jump aboard, I don't know how expensive the game is anymore, $40, something like that, so nothing too extreme, and I have 200 hours played on it already, and so I've got my money's worth at least. There are a lot of classes you can try. Each class has 3 masteries, so 15 masteries in total, but I think 3 or 4 haven't been released yet. I think there are still 3 missing, so 12 masteries you can play. And this combination with the skill trees, let's say, is quite unique. I've seen something similar maybe in Grim Dawn or Titan Quest, but that was a bit of a different thing. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, Jerba, I would say go for it. Give it a try. It's not a lot of money, and I'm sure you'll get your money's worth at least. Go for the campaign, see how you like it. The campaign will have 12 chapters. At least this is what they said officially. So 12 acts, of which 9 are already released. You go for the campaign basically, and then you start this monolith system, which is kind of similar to Path of Exile maps. Of course, coming from Path of Exile, and I came from Path of Exile myself, you cannot really compare it on a one-to-one because Path of Exile had 10 years to actually improve and add a lot of content. The developers are very responsive to the community. This is a big plus in my book. They have a very informative Discord channel. There are also some external tools for build planning, of course, already. LastEpochTools.com. It's made by the same guy who did Grim Tools for Grim Dawn. Looks very good. So the community is not that big yet, just because I guess a lot of people are on the fence and waiting for 1.0. I imagine Path of Exile before getting released in 2014. There weren't a lot of people following that game because everybody was playing Diablo 3 back then. But gradually over the years it really got a following, and now Path of Exile is the big king, the big kahuna, just because of a dedicated core player base who were there and stayed there from the beginning. So I'm actually foreseeing a similar future for Last Epoch. We'll just have to see. I'm not the kind of guy that gets too overly, optimistic about things. Yeah, I understand that, Jerba. I mean, I've said on stream as well that Path of Exile it just made too fast for me. It's just how the game is designed, and I enjoy a bit of a slower pace, a la Diablo 2, Grim Dawn, and yeah, also here in Last Epoch you can see you fight packs of mobs and not necessarily 1000 mobs on the screen. You just delete them with one click, or they delete you. But also you have to consider that in this case we're playing at a very high level of corruption, is what they have on these maps, on these monoliths, which you normally don't see on streams. You just see guys leveling up and going through their first monoliths, which are much easier. Here you can look on the modifiers on the right of the screen, and you can see like 300% increase more health, 200 increase more damage, increase more damage. Of course they go down ever so slowly. Eliasity, my friend, hi, I was just talking about you with Jerba. And he also comes for Path of Exile, and he played Path of Exile for 2000 hours just like you, Eliasity. And he was asking how Last Epoch is, let's say, compared to that experience. So maybe you would like to chip in and tell Jerba what you think, because you've been playing the game for a bit now, coming from 2000 hours of Path of Exile, and can tell him more than that. Hey, I guess that's high time. Hi, my friend. Welcome to the chat. So Radwane is actually a work colleague of mine. He lives in Berlin as well, and he joined the stream just because I slipped it on on a talk with him. that I actually stream after work. This is kind of the after work stream during the week, and the weekly stream Saturday evenings. So yeah, nice to have you on board, Hitam. And if there are new viewers joining, don't be afraid to ask your questions on the chat. We have some very nice regulars here, Common Horse Music, Iliasti, some other friendly guys who come on unexpected, and they can help you, especially if you're looking to see how Last Epoch is, what the current state of the game is right now. If you're thinking to jump in before the multiplayer hits, after that, of course, we'll play together on stream. Do some nice multiplayer, hop on Discord, do some voice chat, and yeah, write our own story. So I'm actually almost capped on stability here. Oh, come on, Item. Thank you for taking your time to join. Yeah, Eliasity, I agree 100%. That's exactly what I was looking for, like a middle ground of complexity between Diablo 3 and Path of Exile, because Path of Exile is... the complexity in itself is appealing, right? Because there's a lot of theory crafting, an infinite build build variation you can do, and of course the league mechanics every 3 months. But I was finding myself spending more time on external tools and websites than actually playing the game, because playing the game and the gameplay itself wasn't fun for me at all. Combat was too fast, I didn't understand anything from the fights, just because they took a fraction of a second. You either one-shot a screen full of mobs or they one-shot you. And I was just feeling tired. I was streaming Path of Exile on YouTube Live actually. I'm multi-streaming for a bit, at least until we get the Twitch affiliate status. And after 3-4 hours of streaming Path of Exile, and that was only once a week on Saturdays, man, I felt so tired. I didn't feel any joy in playing the game on my own. I gave it a try, but it's just not my cup of tea. I know it's very popular, especially because it's free to play, or at least until it pulls you in and then you spend some money on those stash tabs that you kinda need. But it's just not my type of game. And yeah, I'm a bit of an older player, let's say, who kind of grew up with Diablo 2, one of my favorites still, and the Titan Quest and Grim Dawn are also my all-time favorites when it comes to ARPGs. So Last Epoch is the perfect middle ground for that. Let me get out of here actually, because this is not looking good. This is not looking good, fellas. Fedix, welcome my friend, and thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it, because we actually have a little goal set for ourselves on this 2-week-old stream. For the month of June, we'd like to reach 25 followers, and that is not because followers are important for me at all, but we want to reach Twitch affiliates so that we can actually add some working loyalty tools to the chat, as you probably know from other channels. Once we get Twitch affiliate, we can add channel points. You get points for watching the stream. You can see a leaderboard who has the most points. You can redeem those points for fun little rewards and all that good stuff. I try to implement that externally using an external tool from Streamlabs, but you can see actually the overlay on the stream, on the video. but the leaderboard doesn't work, and even though I can see how many points each of you guys have on my personal dashboard, Streamlabs dashboard, the leaderboard does not get populated with data, so you cannot see your own points, you cannot redeem your points, you cannot see how many points you got today on the stream or this week or this month, which is a shame really, because then it means we need to push for the Twitch affiliate, and then we can use Twitch's own tools for that. So that's why we will need in the end 50 followers, because these are the conditions. But for this month, as we just started the stream, every bit of clicking on that follow button helps, and it's something that will also improve the stream experience overall for you guys, because I'm not getting any monetary rewards out of this, and I don't really care, because I'm not looking for a second job. I already have a job with Python here, he knows. What motivates me, and the regulars know already, is interacting with you guys. I like to see a lively chat, I like to see you asking questions, and I like to see you also help each other, especially how Jerba asked how Lasty Pock is compared to Path of Exile, and you guys jumping in, advising him, yeah, he should definitely get Lasty Pock. Basically, that's what I understood. That's the conclusion I got. I was actually curious, outside of Common Hours Music, who is in the US, are there any other US viewers here in the chat who are watching the stream kind of in the morning or on the lunch break? Or is everybody here from like Europe and stuff? We're streaming here from Berlin. I stream daily, Mondays to Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Central Europe time after work. Which isn't the best time of the day for me, to be honest, really. After a days of work, I just kind of want to sleep a bit. But being on the stream with you guys makes me feel a bit livelier, and then I forget about the days of work, so it's also a good time for me. But of course, the daily stream is a bit shorter. You can always check out the schedule of the channel, and you'll see the times I stream, and I actually keep to them, so you can trust me on that. We'll have a couple of days at the end of the month when I won't be able to stream, on a Thursday and on a Friday, just because I'll be away for a bit, but we'll cancel those streams in time. And you can also find the Twitter and Facebook links where I post any changes to the stream schedule. So you can find all those links in the About section and check it out whenever I am not streaming or changing my schedule for any real life reasons, then I'll let you know. So Jerba, if you're looking at Last Epoch, what kind of classes would you like to play? What was your play style in Path of Exile, let's say? What did you most enjoyed mostly to play? I played the Summer Raging Source Necromancer, kind of a weird build. I got that from a streamer, guy from Sweden, I think. And a Lacerate Berserker, also something I played. So kind of not very popular builds necessarily. My favorite was the Vortex, Cold Snap, whatever-ish cultist, because that was more suitable to me as an older player who likes to take things slow. Let's say cold dots and all that good stuff. So here I am playing Lightning Sorcerer, which is pretty well geared. I pretty much have everything I want on him except the Ravenous Void gloves, the ones in the title and also in the info section on the screen on the left. You can see we killed the boss that drops them for 90 times, but realistically we can expect 150 kills before we actually get them. So yeah, hope we can finish this. Is this even done? We didn't even do the objective yet. You know why? Because of this bad boy right here. 85% increased health. So the mobs die so slowly. It's just a pain. But we're trying to increase our item rarity because we're going to do probably at the end of the stream of today. We're going to do the Elder Gaspar, the boss, which drops the gloves. Hope that he will drop them for us, but with ARPGs you never know, it's a lottery. Yeah, I mean, common hours, it's just a slower pace, but it's reliable. It's not that squishy, so you get a bit more time to react, because if PoE were a tad slower, then I would enjoy it more. But I know that's what the cool kids want to see. It was a trend started by Diablo 3 actually. Diablo 3 wasn't a Diablo game from my point of view. They tried a different game, a different Diablo game for a different generation, I guess. And yeah, they just made everything explode on the screen and all that. And Path of Exile basically just followed that trend because that's what gets them players, right? But nowadays I get tired even watching that game on stream, not to mention playing it. And of course we are joking about getting old and all that stuff. That's also true, but it's not really about age, it's really about preferences. And there are some other ARPGs on the market that I enjoy playing much more than PoE. Diablo 2 Resurrected, I'm very happy for that because they've released it and it looks really good. Grim Dawn, and I even play Titan Quest still, and Last Epoch here, it's really great, so I'm very happy about that. That I don't have to resort to PoE or become a Blizzard fan, even though they don't deserve it, and just hype myself up for a potential mediocre game, maybe potentially good game, Diablo 4 sometime next year. I can actually play something right now and not spend my time waiting. Okay, so this is the big one. This is the 86% increased health and damage, on top of the 85% increased health. Dodge, increased movement speed and damage, and of course the base modifier 250% health and damage. Okay. We'll need to kind of do everything here to get the stability, because you need to add this stability to get to the boss. You need 900 stability. And also if you die at the boss, you need some extra stability to get back in. Otherwise you lose your modifier configuration, need to do some more echoes. And then we basically mess up our increased item rarity. This is what we're interested in. So at this pace, the game is usually not that slow. I just wanted to tell anyone who didn't play it yet. It's just that look at the modifiers on the right. A lot of increased health, a lot of increased damage. And I'm also trying not to die because when I lose the stability here, which I kinda need to get to the boss. The game is faster than that, I can assure you. I'm also kind of a spaz, so I kinda move slowly because I've been burned too many times. I've died too many times on stream. and now I'm moving slowly. But no, it's actually very, very difficult because I use up all my mana for every pack of mobs when they have like 500% increased health and 400% increased damage in total. So let's actually do the objective here, because at least if we die after doing the objective, something you might have noticed or not, if you die after doing the objective of the echo, it still counts as completed. So that means you get the modifier, we get the increased item rarity, and we'll do gas for 471% increased item rarity. I think so too. I think it's too tempting for them to copy Lost Ark and confuse you with 20 different types of currencies, just like they do in Diablo Immortal. Even though they say no, it won't be pay to win, it won't be monetized like Diablo Immortal. This is actually funny because this is PR talk and they just use some words to confuse you. Like, it won't be monetized like Diablo Immortal. That doesn't mean it won't be monetized. Yeah, just cosmetic items and full priced expansions. Whatever, I don't trust them. They've become just a bunch of sleazy salesmen. I'm actually curious if Microsoft buying Activision, which in turn is the owner of Blizzard, so effectively Microsoft buying Blizzard, buying Blizzard 2, will change their perspective on things anytime soon. Because yeah, Microsoft is investing a lot of money. They also bought ZeniMax, which owns Bethesda, the creators of Fallout, the Elder Scrolls series and all that. So I'm actually curious if that will change anything in Blizzard's philosophy or not. Or just make them an Xbox exclusive, Xbox and PC exclusive. Because already you saw the video yesterday, the videos yesterday for Diablo 4. And you saw the marketing video with the game and all that. You saw that they said the footage was from an Xbox, whatever, the 5th generation, the one that's currently being released. So maybe we'll just make it an Xbox exclusive and not release it on PlayStation. And also make it crossplay. Or maybe we'll release it on PlayStation and not make it full crossplay with PC, like they do for Xbox. So everything is on the table, guys. Anything can happen. Well, we'll never know until the game releases. Most likely I'll give it a try also. We don't really know about release dates. When it comes to Blizzard, they usually announce the release dates a couple of months before actually releasing the game. So we never know when it will actually hit. They say 2023, but I wouldn't be surprised to actually see an open beta close to Christmas this year. That's how they usually do. Or yeah, they name it closed beta, whatever, but everyone can stream, everyone can make content. It's good marketing for them. But yeah, remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. Oh, they learned something from Diablo 3's mistakes, because ARPGs are live service games now, man, and they need to be always updated with content. They always need to be balanced. They always need patches. They always need new stuff. And Blizzard is not good at rolling out new content every 3 or 4 months. They're not good at that because they're good at making theme park games. Look at World of Warcraft type games and all that. And yeah, they make the content accessible to everyone. They make the content easy enough so that everyone more or less can do it. And that requires fine-tuned content made by hand. So, and they are so slow with releasing new content. You know already. And it's a shame how they treated all that with Diablo 3. Because Diablo 3 could have been a bit better if it released constant new content, and not just relying on greater rifts for the end game, just doing maps after map after map after map. Remains to be seen. About Diablo Immortal, it's funny that nobody talks about Diablo Immortal anymore. I know some guys were hyped about Diablo Immortal too. Not on my stream, I wasn't streaming then, I was streaming for 2 weeks. But nobody's talking about Diablo Immortal anymore now. And considering Blizzard fooled you twice only with the Diablo series, just considering they fooled you twice with Diablo 3 and then with Diablo Immortal, why are you prepared a week after Diablo Immortal's release to get hype for Diablo 4? When Blizzard just cheated your expectations twice just when it comes to the Diablo series with Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal. April 2023. Well, what I usually say, it's hope we live until then, and we'll see at that point. Hope I live until April 2023. And we can still stream until then. What I'm sure of is that until April 2023, at least the Last Epoch multiplayer will hit and we'll be able to play together. But it's something I actually talked about on yesterday's stream, and I'll release it on my YouTube channel as the stream highlight. Because yesterday we were speculating about possible release date for Last Epoch and about possible release date for multiplayer. And actually Last Epoch is in a kind of a tight spot now with Diablo 4 kind of being announced for April 2023 or whenever, because Last Epoch should better get to that 1.0 until Diablo 4 gets released, because otherwise everybody will be playing Diablo 4 when Last Epoch gets officially released, reaches 1.0, and nobody will give it any attention. It would be a shame. Then again, they cannot rush releasing the game too early, because the game doesn't have the multiplayer part yet, which I think it will be the hardest thing for them to get right from a technical point of view. We'll just have to see how that looks. And of course they cannot release it after multiplayer or without multiplayer after 2 years of just promising that and people just being very hyped for it. To be honest, I play RPGs mostly alone, or maybe in co-op. I have a friend I still play Grim Dawn with and we play together. But I usually play alone, so multiplayer is not so important for me. But of course it would be fun to play together with some of our viewers here on the chat when multiplayer hits, test it out together while we are streaming, so that's always good. And if anyone feels adventurous, they don't have to leave me talking alone here. They can jump on Discord on voice over IP and talk together with me on the stream and go stream with me. So if anyone is feeling adventurous, think about that when multiplayer hits. We'll do some polls, we'll do some good stuff. And that's why I was talking about the Twitch affiliate, because really I'm not getting rich from Twitch. But then we can do some leaderboards with channel points, and then we can see who's on top of the leaderboard, and do some giveaways and do some prizes like if you want to jump on the stream, we can play together the game. This is other Gaspar, my old friend, 91st time. You can see there, 90 kills already. No gloves. Sometimes he drops a pair of unique gloves called the Sacrificial Embrace. At the beginning I was getting excited when I was seeing the tooltip for unique gloves. I was saying, oh, he already dropped the Ravenous Void. But it's always the Sacrificial Embrace. I must have gotten them 15 times out of 90 kills already. So yeah. Curb your enthusiasm, as Larry David used to say, huh? And excuse me if I'm not looking at the chat while fighting this bad boy over here. But what I'd like to see is actually you guys talking on the chat, not only to me, asking questions to me, but actually talking between yourselves as well at some point, because we're trying to grow a community here and this is really what helps. I've seen some streams where the streamer just takes over the entire channel, the streamer just grabs hold of the entire attention, and I'm really more of a host, so you can think about the stream like I'm inviting you to my home or having some, you know, beers, coffees, whatever everybody's drinking, just having a good time playing games together. So that's about it. I'm just really the host, and I wouldn't want to talk all the time instead of you guys having a good time within yourselves, if you know what I mean. Hope that makes sense. What is it with this music, by the way? I know we're living in Berlin, but still, it's kind of aggressive techno stuff. Come on, Gaspar. Come on, my friend. He has a lot of help. He has a lot of help. Come on. You can do it. Come on. So I guess we're keeping our current blessing, body armor sharp drop rate. Keep current. Now I don't see any glove tooltip, and it's 471% increased item rarity. Good thing he drops keys that drop in each echo, so we can update our info here. 91 kills. We're going to get 100 kills this week for sure, unless he drops the gloves until then, but I think realistically 150 kills is what we need to actually get those gloves. But I'm ready to do that. Anything when playing Diablo Immortal or even Lost Ark, which I'm not a fan of. I tried to play the game and I was getting confused. It was like Black Desert Online, like lots of currencies and crystals. Just let me play the game. I don't care about you trying to pull me into your cash shop. Ah, never mind. Yeah, I know what you see. I know what you mean. So, Jerba, if you're still here, or any of the other guys asking about Last Epoch, if it's worth a play, it really is. And don't worry, it's not as slow as you've seen on today's stream, because I had these increased health mods and all that jazz, which are just insane. Nobody really plays it like I do on stream here, because nobody needs to. I need to play on very high corruption, so you can see the corruption level here. 557, that's insane, okay? And I only have to play at this corruption level because of this modifier here, 250% more health and damage, which increases my base item rarity, and I can build on top of that with various modifiers to actually try and fight Gaspar, the boss, with ideally 500% increased item rarity. And you know the stream schedule already, guys. I stream daily from Monday to Friday, starting at 5:30 p.m. Central Europe time. That's 11:30 a.m. East Coast time. And we do a weekly stream on Saturdays that is longer, which starts at 8 p.m. Central Europe time and 2 p.m. Oh, an arena, 2 p.m. East Coast time. And the daily stream is just an hour and a half or so, starting at 5:30, ending at 7. So this will be most likely the last record we're going to do for today. But it's nice because now I can show you an arena as well. And I actually like this arena template, let's say, because it's easy for me as a ranged caster to just kind of run around. And it's just a perfect circle. But hey, those modifiers, man. So maybe it's best not to do arenas when they have a gazillion health points. Yeah, shred armor on hit is okay, because I'm not an armor based character. So we'll do this echo and kinda end the night. Well, and for common hours music and his morning for me, and the after work hours, let's say, and the evening. And who knows, I suppose we don't have and we won't have anytime soon guys watching from Asia, like Japan or China or anything like that, where it's already night, huh? That's actually something I enjoy, talking to guys from all over the world. And I'm happy that the time I'm streaming at is kind of good, also from guys over here in Europe, you know, after they are finished with the day's work, and also for viewers in the US who watch this in the morning. I also had a viewer from New York at some point, and I guess he was watching on his lunch break or something like that. But seriously, guys, let me change this track here because it's kind of maybe let me look at the station. So I'm using Pretzel Rocks, which is an application that provides royalty-free music, and I'm not sure how royalty-free it is for YouTube or Facebook Gaming, where I'm also streaming at the moment. But for Twitch they claim it's safe, so I'm not getting any copyright claims or anything like that on Twitch. Let's maybe put something like, you know, EDM or something like that. Yeah, that's a bit more positive like that. Summer vibes. Anyway, it's 7 p.m. so from my side, after finishing this echo, we're going to say goodbye and until tomorrow, my friends. So anytime soon. Thank you for the joins and thank you for the follows, my friends. Hope I've made the month's goal clear to you and why we need those follows. It's not me begging for follows because I don't really sleep with them at night. I don't really care about that. But it is to make the channel a better experience for you. Too much health, too much damage, and I don't have any health potions. So come on, drop a potion. You can do it. Seal the gate. Let's get some potions and then we go and seal the skittering gate. No, I never been to the US myself. It's just too far away and I don't have a lot of friends over there. But yeah, the US is big. So really, even if I went to see New York or LA or Seattle or whatever, the US is just so big and lots of places to see. I was watching a guy on YouTube. He was an American from Alabama, state of Alabama, and he was actually speaking German since university. He came to Germany, worked as a software developer, and he stayed in different cities: Cologne, Berlin, Münster, which is a university town, something like that. And he said in Europe people are always asking him like how the US is. And he said, I'm just a guy from Alabama. I mean, I can tell them a bit about Alabama, but the US is just so big and so diverse. Like 50, 51 states, I don't even know how many there are. That you cannot talk about the US like about a single country, right? It's more like a federation of states. I like to come over at some point for sure, but I just can't stand 16-hour flights and all that stuff. I can't stand it. So yeah, I'm keeping myself in Europe for now. We got the shield many times over, so now we have our potions back. Well, we get one more, and then we seal Skittering Gate, which is going to be what you don't want to find in your bed when you're waking up in the morning. Lovely 8-legged creatures, spiders and scorpions. A friend of mine is living in London in the UK, and he said he woke up. No, he didn't wake up with it on the pillow, but he had a very big spider in his house. And after that experience, he just kind of barricaded himself, full-blown paranoia in the house, like nets on the windows and all that stuff. I told him, well, you could have lived in Arizona, you know, California, New Mexico, and then you would have gotten scorpions. Wake up with a nice little scorpion on the pillow. Thank you, I'll stay in Europe. I guess Australia has some big spiders as well too. Crazy stuff. I think this is the one that... No, it's the Skittering Gate. So what does it summon at the end? The Ice Gate summons the Rime Giants, but this one I don't know. And we have to remember that insects and arachnids are also poison, and my poison resistance is 11%. Yay! To be honest, common hours I could have traveled more. I mostly traveled with work. Before becoming a software developer, I was kind of a software sales guy, and I was all across Europe with work. I could have traveled more myself in my free time, but I'm just too lazy. I just enjoy sitting at the computer more than just traveling for traveling's sake. But I've seen a big part of Europe and there's a lot to see here, so if you ever come on by, just let me know. Not necessarily in Berlin, even though I think you would like the scene as a musician, but even if you come to like UK or France or the Netherlands, Amsterdam, just let me know. Maybe I'll hop on a train and get a coffee together. With that, my friends, I want to thank you for joining the daily stream, shorter daily stream. I stream every day, Mondays to Fridays. Check out the schedule on the channel. You can follow to get notification when I'm online, but I'm pretty true to my word and follow the schedule there. And yeah, I can't wait for the weekend. So Saturday evening we can do a bit more Berlin partying with some Berlin techno. Okay guys, thank you for joining. It was very nice to talk to you all. Hi Tam, thank you for watching my friends. See you tomorrow at work. And yeah, until tomorrow, have a good one. Take care. Cheers.